Good morning, good day, good night, good everything. Rhetorical Arts here, personal trainer for the creative mind. I want to talk about something following up on a video that I did on the ego and how it works in our artistry and how it works in our everyday lives. I talked about kind of like the value of the ego and the value of energy going somewhere and just being intentional about where your energy goes and where your passion goes. And that if you're not intentional about that, that either A, your ego or your energy goes out of control and you end up just doing things that don't even line up with who you are and kind of being kind of like an exaggerated version of yourself. Or your energy goes away and your ego goes away and you become a like pale comparison of yourself. And or there's another side to this, and it has to do with letting the ego go. And there are times where that's also really important, and I just wanted to speak to that. So yeah, today I had this moment. I was at the gym. I ran into a parent of someone who I grew up with, and we were just talking about, you know, where that person was at, and you know, he wanted to know how my family was doing, and then he asked about me. It's like, so what are you doing nowadays? Where do you work? Blah blah blah. And it was so interesting because, like, you know, I've come to a place that typically when I talk to people about what I'm doing, what comes up is what I talk to you guys about all the time, which is being a full-time creative, and, you know, making a living, making a life, making an impact, doing what I love creatively, and doing what I love in terms of a creative mindset trainer. Those are the things that I really, that's what I'm about, and that's the journey that I'm on, is doing that full-time and being able to be a full-time creative in my own way. Anyway, none of that came out. What came out was, oh yeah, we're part-time at this place down the road, and you know, live with my mom, and I'm still trying to figure it out. And it just, at that moment, it was like one of those moments where like the energy goes away in the conversation. Like it kind of went away in me, and I felt it. But I think there comes moments in time where it made me think about where you do have to let your energy go. Where there's a certain energy, there's a certain attitude, there's a certain perspective that may not be proper for the moment, you know? Does this guy need to know what I'm doing necessarily? No. So I think sometimes it becomes really important to know when to let the energy go, and the idea, and often I think sometimes our energy doesn't go anywhere because we hold on to it. You know, we hold on to this idea of ourselves, of who we are. We hold on to the expectations that we have of ourselves, and I had to kind of humble myself a little bit and kind of let some energy go and in myself to get back into that conversation, because I felt myself kind of leave the conversation when he asked me that, and part of it was I had to admit that there was some insecurity in my journey. I had to admit it to myself. There still is a bit of it, and I've certainly come to believe in what I'm doing. My actions support that, but I think, yeah, in terms of being able to kind of speak that as my truth, in terms of what I'm going for, I'm not 100% there. I still have to break through, I think, some resistance and some comfort zones to get to that point. And I think in a couple weeks I'm going to have an opportunity to do that, because I'll be speaking to a lot of people that I don't know about what I'm doing. So that'll be my opportunity to kind of step past that comfort zone. But I just wanted to share the moment, just to kind of humble myself a little bit, just to and to just say that I'm on the journey too, guys. And I'm still on the journey too. I'm still learning and evolving, and you know, I know I give a lot of ideas towards you know, creating an art and creating life for yourselves, but that process is ongoing. And I just want to share that, like, while I'm sharing this information, I can share it because I am going through the very things that I'm sharing with you. I'm pushing past my own comfort zones. I'm coming to terms with things in myself that I need to do better and to improve. And, you know, in the same way that I offer certain insight and I give voice to certain insight to that path, I welcome any insight on the other side of the fence. So yeah, I recognized in that moment that I needed to let the ego go. I needed to let my energy go and just kind of be there. So that's what I did. That's what I did. And, you know, we kept talking, and I finally got to kind of mention some of the creative things that I'm into as an artist, and I got to talk about that. It took me a while to get there. But yeah, I'm really thankful for that experience, because, like, I've been breaking through just a lot of comfort zones, and I've made a lot of progression since I've been here. And it's great to be reminded that there's always somewhere further to go, and that, you know, the whole point of going to the ledge, to knowing the ledge of your limitations, is so you can learn how much further you can go, and how much further you need to go on your path to creating art and creating your life. Creating art and creating your life. And it was a really humbling moment. So I just want to share it. Cause yeah, I think it's important. I think it's an important thing to share, that we're all growing and we're all evolving on this path, including me. And I think those moments come, you have to welcome them. You have to welcome them. But in order to welcome them, you have to let go of certain things. You have to allow the energy that desires or expects you to be, the energy in you that perhaps expects you to be together and expects you to have the right answer for every moment. The energy that expects you to be confident all the time. There comes moments where you have to kind of let that go and be honest. And I think going back to that moment, if I had just been kind of honest and said, you know, I'm still trying to figure out, because what the full answer was I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do what I'm doing, how I'm going to make money doing it. But I do know what I want to do. And that could have opened up all kinds of conversation. Who knows where that could have led to. But I've made a commitment that next time I speak to him, if that comes up, or perhaps if I just meet him again in conversation, I'm definitely going to mention that, to mention what I'm really doing, and just be even clearer than I already was. Again, I got a chance to say what it is that I'm going for, but yeah, I would like to get that right the first time, but I can't, because the first time already came and left. And that's my point. Like, even I'm working on this myself as I'm saying it to you. Part of the process to creating is letting the energies that stop you from creating the moment that you're in, letting those energies go. Because sometimes we get blocked by certain energies, by certain feelings that we have about where we should be in a given moment. And that was just what I experienced just now, like an hour ago. And I want to share it. So yeah, the ego is very important. the understanding where your energy goes is very important. But part of that understanding, I think part of the inner standing, getting into standing with your ego is being able to have a conversation where you can say to it, and discern when you need the ego, when you need your energy to go in a certain direction, when you need to simply just let the energy go altogether, and embrace what energy is in the conversation and what energy is in the moment. I hope that helps, sharing that. I don't know if it does. I'm happy to share it though. So, Rhetoric Arts, personal trainer for the creative mind. Reminding you and myself at points in time, and you'll know when they come, hopefully. But when they do, be willing to let your ego go. Be willing to let your energy go, so that you can come to know the energy that is existing in that moment that you're in. That's it. See you guys tomorrow.